Oh, good afternoon from Idaho. Alpine guy here. And what I'm going to do now is make another short video, hopefully, that just shows you some things you should be checking on your hydraulic through the frame slide out assemblies. Right now I'm underneath the driver's side slide out at the rear of the slide out, and what we're going to show you is the gear pack assembly, which this is the gear pack assembly, which is the shaft, the roller wheels, the gear teeth, and the other end of the shaft of the gear pack assembly, which then connects to this interconnect rod. And that interconnect rod runs all the way forward, and we'll just be lazy and zoom in and see if we can see what we're looking for. There we go. And you can see the second gear pack assembly right here. Okay, so the rear gear pack assembly has the interconnect rod, which is that long rod that runs from the rear to the front gear pack, and that drives the front gear pack and assembly and guide bar, which again is connected via this long interconnect rod to the rear gear pack. What makes the motion happen is on the end, the back end, the rear end of the slide, you have a hydraulic cylinder, and you can see the shiny cylinder rod, and we'll zoom inside and you can see the cylinder itself. And note, we have no hydraulic fluid leakage. These cylinders are 11 years old now. And if you note, the cylinder rods are very clean, and it's because I wipe these cylinder rods down with motorcycle fork oil every time before I retract these slides when we're out on the road and here at home. And what I wanted to address was just the general overall condition of the gear packs. You can lubricate in between each of these roller wheels with some with some synthetic engine oil, 10W30, 5W20, whatever you might happen to have. Do not use WD-40, do not use silicone PTFE spray or any of the other crap. Use synthetic engine oil only. A few light drops up at the top of each one of these roller wheels. There's a bronze bearing in there, and that will work a little bit of that oil in and keep your gear packs from squeaking. What we also want to look at is how this guide bar, the upper guide bar, which is what moves this slide because it's attached to the bracket to the outside slide frame. What we want to look at is how are these teeth on this guide bar meshed to the actual gear pack drive gear itself. And so we'll zoom in a little bit, and as you can see, side to side, these teeth are meshed perfectly, and we see no abnormal teeth wear, nothing broken. That's what you want to look for, is any broken teeth along this upper guide bar or any broken teeth on the gear pack gear itself. Okay, I have now moved my old self up to the front gear pack on the driver's side hydraulic through the frame slide out. And again, we're going to take a look at the gear pack teeth alignment. And as you can see, they are perfectly centered side to side, which is what you want. What you don't want to see is this guide bar right here off-centered to one side or the other of these teeth here on the gear pack. If you do, then you need to correct that issue. Again, you can put a couple of drops of synthetic motor oil up where I showed you on the previous gear pack. I do that once a year, and then run the slides in and out a few times just to work a little bit of that engine oil in those bronze bearings. We'll also notice that you don't see any rust accumulation on my gear packs, it's because I keep them clean and I keep them lubricated. And I have another video that shows what I use to keep everything nice and clean and lubricated. And one of the other important items that you want to be checking is on the frame itself, this bracket right here, which is welded through the frame and allows this guide bar to slide in and out as the slide moves. You have a snubber pad. You have one on this side, and you have one up front. If I can get a good view of it. Right up front, you can see the tit of it sticking out, and underneath there, in between the metal of the frame bracket and the guide bar, is a snubber pad, and you want to make sure that those are there. And also, when you look at the upper edge of the frame, its guide itself, you notice that it's perfectly flat. And I apologize for the camera movement, but I'm not at a good angle with this. But this is perfectly flat and not bowed upwards. If that is bowed upwards, then what's going to happen is as the slide starts to move in and out, it can allow the guide bar, which is this assembly here, it can allow that guide bar to jump and move upwards and skip a tooth on the gear pack. We're at it. We'll take a quick look at the coroplast covering on this side. This is again the driver's side, and the coroplast is not showing any signs of wear. The typical wear area is going to be right in here, and if it starts to wear, you have several options that you can do. If you want no wear at all, your best option, I think, is to buy what is commonly referred to as slide skis. Buy a set for each of your main hydraulic slides. Remove the drip strip, properly lift this slide up just a little bit, slide the slide skis in, properly secure them, reapply the drip strip, and then reseal the top edge of the drip strip, and that will prolong any wear on the Darko material, because the slide ski material is now taking the brunt of the force as the slide works back and forth. I have now moved over to the passenger side. I'm not going to show you the gear pack or anything, as I've already discussed that with the driver's side, but we're just going to take a look, and as you can see, there is a strip that is mounted on the edge of this slide, and there's another one identical to it way up forward, and you might just be able to see it. Yeah, you can see it in the video sticking down. And what that strip is for is I started getting wear on the Darko material right underneath where I put this UHMW strip. The UHMW strip is now in its 4th season installed. The slides work like a champ, and I don't have any worries about torn Darko material. I don't have any leaks, water intrusion issues, and so I'm a happy camper with that fix. And now I'll sit here for a second, catch my breath, and close this video up. That gives you a quick look at what I look at and what I have looked at on this Alpine that I've owned now for 11 years. It's how I maintain the hydraulic slide system. To each his own on how you choose to maintain yours. I think if you keep those 2 hydraulic cylinders, there's one on each of the main hydraulic slides. If you wipe those down before you retract the slides, especially if you are in a dusty environment or if you are near salt water, wipe them down with a little hydraulic fluid, a little motorcycle fork fluid oil before you retract it. It will keep the wiper seals clean, and it will keep the internal seals on those cylinders clean and prevent premature wear. Also, if you keep those gear packs cleaned and lubricated and check the side-to-side alignment, as I showed you on those gear packs, those hydraulic slides should give you many, many years of trouble-free operation. Personally, I think the hydraulic system is the best system out on the market. I absolutely detest the Schwintek in-wall electric slides, and I wouldn't buy a 5th wheel or anything else that had those slide systems. But, you know, you have what you have, but on all Alpines, you at least have 2 main hydraulic slides. So that was why I made the video. We'll wrap it up now. It's going to get up to about 85 today. Yesterday was 95 and a little bit hot for us considering we just came back from West Yellowstone. Have a good day. Hope the video gives you a little information. That's all from the Alpine Guy.